Hey everyone, just want to give you a quick update on the Bank of Canada rate increase yesterday. And yes, they did it again. As of yesterday, July 12th, the Bank of Canada increased the prime rate by a 0.25%. This is now 10 increases of up to 4.75% since March of last year. That is significant. This is history in the making at this point. Now, this will increase mortgage payments and also line of credit payments. But for mortgages, it's about $13 per month for every $100,000 of a mortgage. Now, the ultimate goal is to decrease inflation, and that is happening. That's why the Bank of Canada is doing this. And it's doing its job. These rate increases are doing its job. So unemployment numbers are rising. You can see here over the past year, we are starting to get up, not a huge amount, but it is increasing. Now, if we look at inflation, inflation is coming down. Initially, it was 8.1. We are now down to 3.4. And what's happened now is that these increased costs of interest for mortgages, that accounts for about 0.8%. So theoretically, we are in the twos right now if and when the rates begin to fall. So we are heading in the right direction. Now, with such an aggressive increase to rates, this will result, and this is what the Bank of Canada wants, is an economic slowdown. And are we in a recession right now, or are we going to hit a recession? Normally what happens, or typically, is the rates will fall regardless of if we head into that economic downturn. It's expected over the next 1 to 2 years that we will see a decrease of up to 2% in the prime rate. This is yet to see. This is theoretical. It depends on what happens with the market. And regards to the housing market, rents are up, immigration is high, lack of supply, will values come down? Now, the short answer to that one is no. I don't think they're going to come down too much. They may soften, but with the rents going up, high immigration, the lack of supply, I think as rates begin to fall in the future, we're going to see that demand again. People are going to start getting out there and buying again, which is fine. That's what we want. That's a healthy market. But it's difficult at this point in time, is to afford because of the qualifying rates to get into a property. So that will soften the values a little bit, but over the long haul, values will continue to go up. Cash flow and renewals. If you're having challenges with cash flows, and I'm getting more of those questions these days, you can restructure your mortgage. You can make changes. It all depends what situation you're in, especially with renewal. So if you're having challenges and that sort of thing, we can run a needs analysis. And that is the whole point of that, is just to make sure, to see how you're doing and to see if anything is needed at this point in time. So never hesitate to reach out if you'd like to go through that or if you have any questions. So what are your options? If you're reaching your trigger point, you're in a variable, you maybe hit your trigger rate, your trigger point, what options do you have? Now, there's 4 of them. You can make lump sum payments. This will bring down your amortization and your mortgage balance. You can increase your payments. That will do the same thing. It will decrease your amortization. You can convert to a fixed rate, but that's challenging right now because we're at the peak, or we should be theoretically at the peak of rates. And I'll talk about that more in just a minute. Or you can do nothing until they reach out to you. So those are the 4 options you have right now. What do we recommend? If you can increase your payments or make a lump sum payment, that's great, but everyone's situation is different. Run it by me. If you have questions, if you want to decrease your payments and that sort of thing, feel free to reach out if you're having those challenges. Now, should you lock in at this point? I'm getting this more and more at this point in time. And the answer to that is, I feel that because we are at the peak of the market right now, and you can see here is that the bond yields, and we even look at like a 3-month comparison, is that we see these bond yields are starting to fall. So the rates have all been climbing, and we're hoping to see a bit of a trend going down. It will trend eventually. So if you lock in right now at 6 or so percent or higher, 6.5%, it's likely those bond yields will eventually come down. And in the next 1, 2, 3, 6 months, where that may be, is you will see lower rates. And if we ever want to pay this thing out or pay the mortgage out, you're going to have a significant penalty because it would be shifting into the IRD, the interest rate differential category. So at this point in time, we're still thinking of looking at the variable. I'm sticking with the variable at this point in time. I don't want to lock in at this point in time because we know the rates are at the peak or close to it, and the rates will eventually begin to subside. So with any questions you may have, or you just want to talk or run through anything, never hesitate to reach out. I hope you're having a wonderful summer, and I will keep you updated on everything that's happening, and enjoy the rest of your day.